Buddhism is not a subject. Sometimes we think it is. But if we're practitioners, Buddhism is a practice. And how we practice Buddhism is all we must be concerned about. And the reason I'm speaking about this is because it's really easy, because Buddhism is so vast. There's so many commentaries. No literature in the world compares in breadth to Buddhism. One sutra can have hundreds of commentaries, and there's many, many sutras and texts. It's just incredible. And once we begin practicing the Dharma, of course, we have to be informed, what is Buddhism. And as we study Buddhism, it's easy to start thinking of it as a subject, Buddhism as a subject. That's the way most people think of Buddhism. But if we're endeavoring to have Buddhism really have a profound effect on our mind stream, then we have to understand Buddhism is not a subject, it's a practice. And so what we must do is avoid the trap of studying too much, because study leads to more study. Buddhism is it's like a magnet. It pulls you in and in and in. And you can easily fall into, there's worse traps for sure, but into the trap of too much study. So we have to know when we're looking at Buddhism as a subject rather than a practice. And we can only practice so much. So when we study enough that we can begin to practice what we study, then we turn the emphasis from study to practice, so that we feel the practice arising in our bones, and we feel the enthusiasm increasing in our mind stream, and we feel incredible love and compassion for other living beings. That's very new, a new way, uncontrived, unconventional love. It's not made up, it's real, it's genuine, it's sincere. And as that happens, we become absorbed in the practice. And so it's up to us to bring the teachings to life. If we just study endlessly, we'll never bring the teachings to life. It'll turn into a subject that we're into. We're into Buddhism in the sense of it as a subject. That's not really where it's happening. It's happening Buddhism as a practice. To do that, you study enough, get an idea what's going on, you practice that, you penetrate the teachings, you feel it in your bones, you personalize it. You have your own personal practice, you recognize it. It helps you recognize the nature of your own mind. You know when it's happening. And when it's time to study some more, then you study some more. But that's, multi-year endeavor to even get that far. So we must always remember and remind ourselves, myself included, because I love to study Buddhism, but I have to put on the brakes too and know that it's Buddhism but practice. So let's keep that in mind. I'll keep it in mind.